If your eyeshadow always seems to make your eyes look smaller or more hooded, try these techniques to create more visible lid space so your eyes look bigger, brighter and more awake. Then if you love a little shimmer, I'll show you how to use it to maximise your lid space. For my skin tone, I'm mixing two shades together to create the perfect bone colour. One is the white shade from the Morphe Underslated palette and the other is the shade Fair from the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. You do not need both of these palettes, just choose a matte shade that's slightly lighter than your skin tone. The aim is to brighten the lid while still looking natural rather than using a harsh white. To make the eyes look bigger and brighter, we're going to create the illusion of more lid space using light and shadow. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. So I'm using a flat brush, I'm packing a matte bone shade onto the very inner corner of the eye. I'm using the MAC 239 for this. This instantly brightens and lifts the appearance of this area, and it's also a lovely trick if your eyes are slightly closer together because this helps to make them appear slightly further apart. So we're going to pack that same shade across the entire mobile lid. The mobile lid is the part that actually moves. And I'm also going to take this just above my natural socket line. An important part to remember is that anything that we make lighter appears as though it comes forward. So this is one of the most effective ways to maximise your visible lid space and make the whole eye area look bigger, brighter and more awake. We're also taking a small amount of that shade underneath the tear duct as this helps open up the eye, making it appear bigger and brighter. Then using the same colour, apply a small amount underneath the arch of your eyebrow. Again, this helps maximise the appearance of your lid space, making the entire area look larger and more awake. Now we're going to create the illusion of a larger, more rounded eye using the shade Stone. Rather than applying this into the natural crease, we're actually building the shape just outside of it. Starting at the outer corner of the lash line, imagine drawing a soft letter C. The bottom of the C begins at the outer corner of the lashes, while the top curves slightly higher than your natural socket line. This creates the illusion that your eye continues a little further than it actually does. Think of your natural crease as the inner boundary. Most of the shadow should sit outside of it, not across it. Now do not worry if a little colour does end up on the lid, we can brighten that area again and I'll show you how I do that in a moment to really maximise that visible lid space. You could absolutely extend this colour into more of a wing if you prefer a lifted look, but for this tutorial I'm keeping the shape softly rounded because the goal isn't to create an eyeshadow look, it's to create the illusion of naturally bigger eyes. I'm using the Rephr number 13 brush because it's small enough to give me precise placement while still being fluffy enough to softly diffuse the edges. That makes it ideal for building this shape without the shadow spreading too far. As always, I will link all the products I've used in the description bar below. Using whatever's left on those bristles, I'm softly diffusing that colour across the top socket, again keeping it slightly higher than my natural crease. This helps reinforce the illusion of a higher crease without making the eye look heavier. Here I'm just reapplying a little of that bone shade to the outer part of the mobile lid to restore that brightness. This keeps the lid looking open and ensures that we don't lose any of that visible lid space that we've just created. Next I'm taking my tiny pencil brush by Rephr, this is the number 23, and I'm applying the shade Stone along those lower lashes. This is another example of using light and shadow together because in a moment we're going to apply a nude colour to the waterline, and because it's sitting right beside this soft shadow that we're creating now, it's going to appear even brighter. That extra contrast between the two shades is going to help make the eyes look brighter and more open. Make sure you use that pencil brush to join the lower lash line to the outer corner of the upper eyeshadow. This creates one continuous shape so you don't end up with that little gap at the outer corner of your eye. When it comes to the waterline, you have three main options: a soft pink, a peachy nude or a white. Which one you choose really depends on your skin tone and the effect you're after. White will give you the brightest, most dramatic result, whereas a pink or peachy nude tend to look much softer and more natural because it complements your own skin tone. That's why I generally recommend choosing a shade that closely matches your complexion. Today I'm reaching for the Fenty Beauty Fine Lines Eye Brightener in the shade Wink O Pink 07. Because it's a soft pink, it doesn't look too stark against the white of my eye, but it still creates enough contrast against the shadow that we've applied along that lash line, and as you can see, it makes the white of my eye appear larger, giving the whole eye a more open, refreshed look. Another trick for making the eyes look brighter is to make the most of your upper lash line. Instead of applying a visible eyeliner, we're going to tightline between the lashes. This gives the illusion of a fuller lash line and subtle definition without taking up any of the bright lid space we've worked to create. You want to reach for an eyeliner that's going to stay in place. That's why I'm using the Eldridge Seamless Eye Glide Pencil, because once it sets, it stays put. You can use black for a little more definition, or choose a softer brown like I'm using today in the shade Ground Coffee for a more natural flattering finish. And as you can see, it looks as though I'm wearing eyeliner even though we haven't applied anything across the lid itself. If you do have a little more visible lid space to work with, you can take it one step further, which is what I'm doing here. I'm transferring a tiny amount of that pencil onto my Rephr number 23 brush and gently swiping it into the root of my upper lashes. This creates the softest hint of a shadow without looking like traditional eyeliner. If you are looking to preserve as much visible lid space as possible, you can absolutely skip this step. The Tightlining alone already gives you the illusion of eyeliner. I simply like adding this tiny amount because it makes my eyelashes appear even fuller. It's a really subtle step, but those are often the ones that make the biggest difference. And that's why I'm going to repeat the exact same technique along the lower lashes as well. Next, you want to give your lashes a really good curl. This instantly helps lift the eyes, making them appear bigger, brighter and more awake, which is really important. Then you can apply your mascara. I'm using a single coat of the Lancome Eyeshadow because it holds a beautiful curl and it doesn't transfer onto the lighter eyeshadow. A little trick to make sure you don't get that mascara on your lid: look down into a mirror when you apply your mascara. Apply it to both your upper and lower lashes to really open up the eyes, but if you prefer not to wear mascara on your lower lashes, feel free to skip this step. As I mentioned towards the beginning of this tutorial, I'm adding a few individual lash segments to my upper lash line. I'm choosing soft wispy brown lashes because they enhance the eye without looking too obvious or overpowering the look. I'm only applying 4 lash segments across the lash line to keep everything light, natural and fluffy. You'll also notice that I've paired brown lash segments with black mascara. It's a combination I've been using a lot recently because I love how soft it looks. The black mascara gives the lashes definition at the roots, while the dark brown lash segments add fullness without looking quite as heavy as black can. And quite a few of you have commented on this combination in my recent tutorials, saying how much you like how soft and natural it looks, and I completely agree. Because the brown is such a deep, rich brown, it still blends beautifully with the mascara, but the overall effect is less harsh than solid black lashes. Okay, if you love a little shimmer, this part is for you. One of my all-time favourite eyeshadows for this is the Bobbi Brown Luxe eyeshadow in the shade Moonstone. I've used it in countless tutorials over the years because it gives the most beautiful refined sparkle. Although it looks like your finger picks up a lot of the product, you can apply the lightest veil shimmer if you use a gentle touch. So using your ring finger, softly pat it over the lid. The result is the most delicate reflective finish that catches the light beautifully without overpowering everything that we've created. As a final optional step, if you're creating this look for the evening or simply prefer a little more definition, go back into the shade Stone with a small brush and gently reinforce that outer C shape. This adds a little more depth and definition without taking away from the brighter lid that we've created. It's particularly effective in lower lighting where softer shadows can sometimes lose a little bit of their impact. And that completes today's tutorial on how to create the appearance of naturally bigger, brighter eyes using just 2 matte eyeshadows, one in a lighter shade to bring features forward and one deeper shade to softly sculpt and create the illusion of more lid space. If you know someone who struggles with hooded eyes, smaller eyes, or feels that eyeshadow always makes their eyes look smaller, I'd love it if you shared this tutorial with them. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, as it really does help support the channel and lets YouTube know that you'd like to see more tutorials like this. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe. I upload a brand new long form tutorial every Sunday plus a short during the week, and with over 900 tutorials in my library, there's plenty more to help you build your makeup skills and most importantly your confidence. Everything I've used and recommended in today's tutorial will be listed and linked in the description box below, so if you'd like to create the look you can find everything there. Thank you so much for watching and spending a little part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in my next one.